Today is July 17th. It's a little bit after midnight, and this is all nice and dry. So you can see that filleted area that I was telling you about on the previous episode. And this is the first layer of keel boards, and these are the screws that are holding them down. So what I wanted to do is back off these screws and fill them in with some epoxy so that this is dry in the morning. Here's an update. Last night I did get home and I started playing around with the screws that were holding these keel boards down. So I took the screws out and backfilled it a little bit with some thickened epoxy. So those are those spots you see all the way down. So what I need to do next before I put the next layer of keel boards is just give that a light sanding, vacuum it up. I hit it with the dust cloth and mix up some epoxy and put the next layer down on the keel. So I have all the high spots where I had filled in the holes. Those have all been sanded smooth. I have all the next keel pieces lined up. So the plan is I'm going to stagger the joints. So in this case, here's a joint right here. So I got a 7-foot board to the right and a 3.5-foot board to the left. So I'm going to take another 7-foot board and span. I marked the line in the middle, so I'm going to span so the joints are staggered. So this will run all the way to the tip. This will run midway in the middle of the 7-inch board, or 7-foot board rather. The next board here, the next long one, will follow all the way through the end, and so on and so forth. So all the joints are going to be staggered, so I don't have all my butt joints all in one area. So this will make it a little bit stronger. So I'm ready to go here. So what I'm going to do is just make some thickened epoxy, just get to it. I'm not going to get too fancy with the camera work. I'm just going to let it run, and I'll do like a time sequence of this getting laid up and getting finished. That way you can kind of see how it goes. So I've got all the keel boards installed. So I got 3 layers. They're 3/8 inch each thickness and 1 3/8 inches wide. So they're all installed. So that's the full height so far. So I got both of them done. Now I have a little extra material, so I'm going to add a skeg, and what that is a little extra buildup in the stern of the boat, kind of like the way a surfboard has a little fin. So I'm going to add a skeg because I have some extra material, and that'll be even more advantageous for straight line stability. So I'm going to bang that out before I go to work, and then this should be dry when I return tomorrow. So once again, what this is a skeg is an extension of the keel. So if you draw a straight line from the bottom of the boat and go right across, because this part of the boat dips down like a banana, I have to build it up so I can carry the keel straight across. So this will actually be cut right like from here down across this way through all these layers, and it'll end up being even with the keel. So it'll be like a little mini bitty if you ever see the end of a surfboard that has that little fin, that's a skeg. So that's what this is going to be. So even though this is built up higher than the keel, it's going to be cut even with the keel, and this is going to accommodate the dip where the bottom of the boat, you know, comes down a little bit. So this is all going to get trimmed, and also on the end I'm going to trim it even with the angle of the end of the boat here. So I'm going to trim it up straight, continue this angle on up through here.